Hello, hello.
Hi everyone, how's your week? Wow.
Wow, we're getting more and more audience come with a lot of interesting topic, and we come back with you guys as usual with
Yes.
black, with black with Blackpink leader. We will always bring for you all about
Mm,
how a woman start to run a leadership.
yeah.
And let's see what topic of today. The team sent to us is protecting your business idea. Oh wow, this is something that I have to deal every day. Oh my
Oh,
god. How
yes.
was you going first? I want to ask, have you ever have a problem that somebody in your business decided to steal the idea or the business or people you have and make it their own?
Okay. I won't say the word steal. Okay.
Okay, so
It's
don't say the word steal. Sorry, guys. Change.
because I think ideas are, frankly speaking, I must say one thing. There are never new ideas. I always
That's
find
true. That's true.
ideas are, I always find I'm never the most intelligent people. I think whatever that I think of or I thought of, somebody would have thought of it before. So who
Mm,
really came up with the first idea? Frankly speaking, I would say nobody knows. Okay,
mm,
like for example, Elon Musk come up with SpaceX, and then we are going to go up to the space. You think he's the first one to come up with the idea? I don't think so,
mm.
right? But he's the one who's able to execute it. So that's the
Yeah.
key. Like for example, to have everyone to have a laptop or a computer, a PC at home. You think it's
Mm,
Bill Gates and Steve Jobs that come up with the first idea? No, but they are the ones who are able to execute their vision such that everyone can use the software, can use the to have a PC at home, etc. So
yeah.
this is where I have to say in terms of this thing about stealing ideas, really ideas are everywhere, and ideas, frankly speaking, how do we protect it? Okay, so this is a very interesting topic. Why? Because I used to own the one of the, I mean, in Singapore, Malaysia is the largest value investing college. So
Mm,
when me and the other two founders were doing this thing on value investing, we are actually one of the first few to start to do this, and we become the largest, right?
mm.
So everything that is being done, we are always the first. We are one of the first to go into social media. And in the past, I tell you, it's so easy to go on social media. When I go onto Facebook to market, it was only like less than $10 per lead.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Less than $10 is like the leads are everywhere. At that point of time, we use social media, we get a lot of people coming in. But by the time I left and exit the business, the cost per lead can go up to $300 per lead. It's
Mm.
not per conversion, it's per lead. So can
Wow.
you imagine, just in 2010, 2011, when we first started to use the social media, when we market in Facebook, nobody does that. I mean, there are people, but not much, really. The cost per lead is so low. It's only a few dollars, up to like $300. We were like, I nearly went crazy. Yeah,
Mm,
especially during the Thanksgiving, Christmas period. So this is where you can see that in terms of ideas, of course, when we first started, we use a lot of, there are different things that can actually, because we are always the first mover. Okay, first mover has always this thing called the first mover advantage, which I love it because we can do it first and we grab the market share.
mm.
However, this key thing that you will say, oh, then how do we protect the business ideas, right? I must say this, forget about it actually. Really, whatever can be done, other people can do it as well. Like for
Yep.
example, today I came up with, in Singapore we really love this thing called because we are a hot place, right? So it came up with this thing called, I'm not sure whether you love it, the coconut freeze. Yeah, I'm not sure whether you like that drink, that
Yeah.
coconut.
I like.
Yeah, I love it. And there's this
Yeah.
brand, it's called Mr. Coconut, right? So
Yes. I even have
came up,
member there. That's how much. Every time
yeah,
you key number in your phone number in, you will have a point. And next time they give you free drink,
yes,
and it's considered say healthy drink. I don't
yeah.
know. Is that considered called because it's coconut drink, right? So
Yes, it's coconut. and it's so cooling because our weather is so hot. So it was
Yeah.
so okay. They nearly so they nearly died this business, but they really persevered to it and started and they grow and it becomes
Yeah.
popular. So the moment they
Yeah.
become popular, what happens? People
Everybody
start,
copy the same.
yeah, everybody copy. And although you might say, but my recipe is a secret. Come on,
Yeah.
coconut is coconut. All
Yeah.
right. It might taste a little bit different, but I think as long as there's someone who have tasted it, do a lot of trial and error, research, R&D,
Yeah.
someone definitely can come with almost
The
exactly the
same.
taste.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the system can be copied also,
Yeah.
right? So, and then in the end, yes, it pop up other kind of coconut drinks as well. Maybe not as
Yeah.
popular, but there is competition.
Yes.
So this is where we will say, what are then the ways? Let's say recipe can be replicated, business systems can be replicated. So then, how do we then protect this business? I think this is the key thing on how we continuously have that thing called the competitive advantage and continuously be able to, let's say, price at a certain margins. I think this is the key thing that we are looking at. Yeah. How about you, Ni? Sarah, talk a little bit
Yeah.
long in this topic to start off.
Yeah. So I will, first of all, I agree with Pauline. I think
Mm,
selling product is very hard for you to protect because
mm,
like bubble tea is the same story in the past, right?
yes,
One
yes.
brand bubble tea, a lot of brand bubble tea come.
Mm,
The end all tastes the same to me. And then when they come with healthy drink like coconut drink, then they make another coconut drink. Yeah, everywhere coconut drink now. And I
yeah.
still buy from Mr. Coconut, but to be honest to you, if on the road and convenient I cannot find Mr. Coconut and I have other brands sell, I also will buy. Right? It
Mm,
become a very hard to maintain the customer, especially Singapore is very fast speed country.
yes.
People grab and go, like they really rush for work and business or study or transportation. They not really take time to travel for food
Mm,
much. Right? They want convenience. So the the thing I say about protect your business idea is even for myself, I see that it involves a lot of learning and error and correction until you come with the system that work with your business idea.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
because each idea need the system to support, right? You
yeah.
can have the most wonderful idea on earth, but you don't have
Mm,
the people who behind to make that idea become real. It's just a dream. That's it. So,
yes.
and I think idea is yes, already somebody else will think about it, but no one going to take action about it. And when you do it, you make money out of it. So
Yeah.
how do I deal with protect my business idea and how do I deal with company is two things. First, I have to aware of innovation is happen all the time in my business. So
Yes.
this is the first rule in my company. Anything
Mm,
happen in the market and we can add that to our system, do
mm,
more with less, then my team have to be innovate. So
correct.
that's the first rule. Second rule is whatever been working and it's not damaging, you need to keep. And I think
Mm,
because of that, I make people who work with me or competitive or whoever that work with me had to copycat me. You see,
mm,
because I have that in the past, people copy my system, they try to
mm,
make the same. But whatever they bring from my company and make their own is the old system.
yes.
By the time they start build, they start run, I already upgrade to the next system. Right. And the reason why I upgrade is because I want to do, for example, in the past. So I will give you one example very easy is like cut video. So three
Mm,
years ago, my team still need to take at least 20 team member, for example, and then
mm.
one video like this, it take them cut maybe a week to really
Wow.
can cut, can book intro, outro, effect, color, sound, waiting for the moment of every second, then cut the pause that we have to make it short because TikTok is very fast, right? So they have to cut how to
Mm,
correct different platform. from
Mm.
TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. So it takes time, a week for 20 of them to can really proper do a job. Now per day they can do, one person can do up to 5 to 10 video. What does that
Wow.
tell you? It's called innovate, right? The innovate happen when you train them to use AI to add in their job. So if they use the same software to cut video, now they upgrade the next software where they
Mm.
do the posting cut for them already.
Mm.
The software also do for them the subtitle already, so they don't have
Wow.
to deal with the software. Also give them idea what effect can add here by hear our conversation and our story. So all
Mm.
that's involved help them to do the work faster. But if
Yes.
the people who competitive with me try to copy me by sense spy or whatever work in my company, and then after that they go out, they still in the old system, right?
Yes.
Because for you to innovate, you need to invest. You need to pay for the new subscription of
Mm.
system. You need to pay for the new equipment. You need to pay for the new storage. You need to train the team, and all that
Mm.
costs money. So for me, if you ask me how do I protect my business, idea is invest back to the business, continue
Yes.
invest to human, continue
Mm.
invest in the innovate process, because the world is changing. You refuse, you die, and then your business will always on the market, right?
Yes.
So, and yeah, I sometimes some product, you just do simple and you always have customer. I don't
Yes.
deny that, like rice, we every day eat rice, right? And then prestige, you need every day, you need to pay. So all that's, I don't think innovate will make any difference, because it's the same product for us to use. It become a habit product. But other than that, I think anything that come with easy for people to copycat, we have to be the first to have a system to protect it.
Yeah. So
So
I
that,
think the key, like me have said, it's not just an idea. What we are protecting is the whole system. I
yeah,
think people can steal ideas. For example, I was in when we were in the college, we talked about training people how to do value investing. Now,
yeah,
anyone, frankly speaking, can come up with a program, copy our program. You come and learn. Let's say you come to our class and you learn how it's being done, and you go
yeah,
out, you start the same thing. Nobody is stopping them to start the same thing. I mean, it's open. Anyone can come and learn, and then after that, start the same thing. But
yeah,
why is it that they can't do it? We are still the market leader for many years, near about 10 years, and we can still expand. So this IP, we talk about intellectual property because training
yeah,
system is actually an intellectual property. Now, I
yeah,
can't protect the program. I can't because let's say I'm going to teach English. Now, what is
yeah,
my English going to be the different from other people's English? I cannot protect my IP. Is, are, was, what, present tense, past tense. I cannot IP that one, what, right?
yeah,
But what is the thing that I can IP? It's the whole system of running the whole program. For example, how people come, what they experience, okay, how the pre-program flow, the program flow, the post-program flow, what is the after-program support that we have given, and the culture that's in the organization. Now, people love culture, and that culture is something that cannot be replicated. So just now, me, what she was actually mentioning is a culture of innovation. I think
mm,
this is the one that people can't just steal and implement it because
mm,
everyone is different. So the culture will be different. So what is the culture that you want to set up for your organization as a leader? You have to be very clear about that, such that
yeah,
when any ideas, you can see the implementation and the execution is really fast, right?
mm,
The one that can actually implement it and execute it the fastest will win the game. Actually, that is it. And after implementation and execution, the one who can actually correct, fine tune, learn, and continue improvement, innovate is the next one. All right, that can actually succeed in the game. And the next one, last but not least, would be that resilience and the perseverance to
yeah,
continue and not rest on the laurels. I think this is the part that once we have that kind of culture, that system in place, frankly speaking, no one can steal this part. It's very difficult to steal. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. But
Okay, let's go with another question.
yeah, there are other questions that came up also in terms of this. The next one would be, how do we then create? Just now we talked about this thing about the culture, right? How do we then
Yeah.
create a work environment when employees feel that their ideas are protected and respected? Yes,
Mm.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So, me, you want to start this? Just now I started the previous one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think first of all, not all employee give you ideas mean good for your business. I'm sorry. I have to be
Yeah.
honest on that, you know. Because the idea from an employee mindset for me, I don't say don't never have, but it's rarely. Rarely I find any of my employee give me any idea that I find like, wow, this will change my business and bring it to next level. Because as that level, if they can think the vision like me, they already run their own.
Mm,
It's how I see it. You know, I work with competitive, I work with other business partner. I realize if they have a level of vision, if they have a
mm,
level of idea that they
mm.
see where they can move this whole big giant machine company move to the next direction, they already in the different brain, you know, they
Yes.
in different world as well. So I think the best part of employee when they have idea and work environment, I always create for them the place called you can try yourself first, get back to me the result.
Mm.
First, I also want to prove to them that your idea is not work. Because it's very it is really and many times I give them 3 months, I give them one corner, I let them pick whatever team member they want to bring with them to create this idea and be success. And
Mm.
up to now, no one have proved to me that I'm wrong. I'm sorry, it sounds elegant, but it's true because whatever they think they can do, until they book it in work, they realize it's not easy. It's not easy like you think in your idea that, oh, if you do this, we will create sale, we will create more people. I say, not really, because what do you like doesn't mean what customer like,
Yes.
right? And sometimes idea come from what you like, and the idea come from what you think people will like the same thing like you, and
Mm.
you deny the feedback from the market, for example. So for me, the best part of respect them at the same time, protect their idea at the same time, to let the work environment in the fairness of they don't feel like, oh, I have idea but my boss don't want to listen to me, it's stupid boss don't get it, you know, I'm have a great idea. The best is give them time to do it by themselves and bring result, and they will have their own answer anyway. So that's how I do it.
Yeah.
Oh
I
no, I share all the secret.
totally agree. I totally agree. You know, in the past, because as I mentioned, I
Yeah,
started this business when it's very new that time in running the financial education. So there weren't much. There are only like 2 to 3 players, and
yeah,
because we are very dynamic, we are the ones who kind of like run, and we do have like competitor. Whatever we do, he copy on. Really,
yeah,
we whatever we do, he will be like, I think he's quite happy because he's like on his own. That
yeah,
this organization they do it, and whatever that's left behind, I can run behind them, and I
yep,
think he's happy. We are happy as well. You know, I always feel proud when someone copy what we have done. It
yeah,
because it helps to keep me, so that I'm not complacent. I know
mm,
that to run faster. If not, the person will catch up with me. Okay,
yeah,
so that is actually what I think like a healthy competition.
yes,
When we talk about employees, this is where, because we are around for quite some time, like 5, 6 years, sometimes some young people do come in, they do have such a certain ideas. And I know it's not going to work. Like,
yeah,
in the past, what I did was, I would say, oh, we have done it before, it's not working. But after that, constantly the feedback, like what Ni is saying, is like, oh, it seems like as a leader, we don't support them. We don't
yeah,
support new ideas, right? So,
yeah,
okay, just like me, I let you test out. Okay, so
yes,
let's see before and after. Okay,
yeah,
and we will see the result. So, kind of like I know the result, and I think me, we know as leaders, we also need to let them so-called make mistakes or fail or
yes,
run the R&D. But one thing I also would open my mind to say is this: I'm not there to prove that they are wrong.
Yeah.
I actually want them to prove that I am wrong.
Yeah. Me too.
I Yeah,
Yeah.
actually I think me and me we were just waiting for
Yeah. It's just
someone.
waiting.
Yeah, our employees so good that wow, you prove that I
Yeah.
am wrong, that the
Yeah.
result is
Really?
a
I'm still
different
waiting.
thing. Correct. So don't
Oh,
think that we are leaders, we are there to see that, oh, I'm going to win this game. I
yeah.
know we are going to feel no. Actually,
Yeah.
what we
No.
wanted was we want to see that because sometimes I tell them, whatever ideas, frankly speaking, in the past my team members give me, they were never new ideas, sad to say. Okay.
Yep.
Since I'm in the business that time was for so long, and because we are always the first mover, we have to test out new things that nobody has done before. So whatever
Exactly.
they know in the market, I've already done it. Okay, that's
Mm.
why I mentioned we go to social media before anyone does it. We actually go online with the Zoom and exploded. Nobody does it. We have one of the best upsell when it comes to coming into the Zoom online games. Nobody has done it, and we roll it out to different countries in different languages. At the point of time, nobody has done it.
Mm.
Okay, so that is where I we can't even have someone to copy. I mean, I always wish I got someone to copy, but I don't have. So a lot of times I've done all the trial and error, so I've learned all the mistakes. So when they
Yeah.
came in, right, the employees came with us with the ideas. It's like, oh, actually, I've done this before as well. What you have thought of, I thought of it, and we have done it. It didn't work, but I hope you can make it work.
Yeah.
I hope that, or maybe now the market is different, or you being youngsters, now the group is different, you make it work. But until
Yeah.
now, like what you has said, very seldom I've seen they come up with new ideas and it really works. A lot of
Yeah.
times it's really the leaders are the one who came up with it. And also
Yes.
because I think why their ideas might not have worked is because most of the time, sometimes employees might have good ideas, but their
Mm.
execution is very poor.
Yeah.
Do not know how to execute it right. They do not know, and we have to be really, as employees, sometimes we have to be very humble
Mm.
in learning from the mistakes and know that, okay, what should I do? And seek consultation. But a lot of times
Mm.
I realize uh, they don't really do that. That's why it didn't really work out. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the
I'm with
part of it.
Pauline.
Mm.
I think people will think like we try to press down the employee, but it's the truth is not. As long as you still wait for people ordering you to do work, and you
Mm.
don't have a self motivate to, and I think that's also make. I think this is really a secret of what make a leader and a business owner
Mm.
stand out and rarely find a one that interested to run business or be a leader because of this, right? We have that drawing us, like we talked
Mm.
about that in the last episode. We don't understand how we have that ambitious, like
Yeah.
to curious everything, want to learn everything, want to fix everything, want to improve everything. You have to have it in you every second. So when you
Yes.
have an idea, like for example me, right? So I think me and Pauline decided to do this show, but this is also the show that we have a chance to know each other more in terms of
Mm.
style
Yeah.
and personal story and all this. It doesn't mean that we don't talk to each other, but we don't have chance, right? Because Pauline
Mm.
have her own to run her business, and I me too. But so this is like a girl chat for me at the
Yes.
same time that learn from another leader. So this is what people ask me: how do I so quick be a viral in Vietnam with this and
Mm.
all that? And I would say this is a one example. I say why you have idea, you have to execute, and you have
Yes.
to have that in you. You cannot wait for boss to approve, right? For
Yeah.
example, when I bring this to Vietnam, so my dream at that moment is simple. I say in Vietnam nobody teach self development properly. I don't say don't have, but it properly they
Yeah.
all teach very like scam and stupid thing and nonsense. They cut a little bit from the self development class, and they
I
make it
see.
become something that persuade people to scam people. And I
I
want to
see.
remove that idea in Vietnamese mindset that you can learn this properly. You just have to find the proper teacher. And I figured out that have zero Vietnamese person interested to do this properly.
Mm.
So I decided to be the first one to do it. So why I
Wow.
say they don't do it properly, because I'm sure you know, Pauline, this one don't give you much money beside of give you happiness in the soul, right? And if you don't have a successful business, you come this side, you just bullshit. Because you teach people to be success and you yourself have nothing done in your life. People don't
Yes.
believe. They will dig, they will find out. With internet today, a lot of fake guru been coming up. People will know, right? And that's when I tell myself when I go to Vietnam, I have to be the first one to make a difference by create the place that not only education, I need to create the community where people learn the truth. It means they learn the fact, exercise, learn all the science knowledge, learn about human brain properly, learn about emotional properly, learn
Yeah.
about business structure properly. Not
Yes.
just, oh God, you need to come to this and then you will know more. No, I really give it all the platform. So why I'm bring that up as example. I say that's the first I have an idea. And then when I'm
Mm.
executing, I need to create a team and the team need to understand my vision. And when I
Yes.
create the team don't understand my vision. Why? Because they don't live in the environment like Singapore where people really teach the correct thing here, right? Like the government very support education. So I have to, how do I bring that complex thing that I experience in Singapore and bring that to Vietnam? So I
Mm.
have to bring with a lot of, oh, I don't even remember how many trial and error I try, right? Until I come to today that people cannot copy what I doing. It take
Mm.
me 6 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, behind me people still try to take what I teach in the class and they try to make their own. But
Mm.
again, they become the same of old version of other people who try to like to fake and scam other people. So I realized that you have an idea, but then you
Mm.
need to have a system support it, and then after
Yes.
that you keep upgrade your system, and then your business idea, your value, your moral in life, it have to be aligned from day one. Because
Mm.
at the moment we step to the left, to the right, we make it become a personal interest and no longer the big ecosystem environment interest, good for human, good for nature, good for everybody, everything will collapse,
Mm.
right? And to do that you need a really good vision in terms of the leadership. So this
Yes.
part I think is more about leadership. Come back to leadership already.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all about leadership. Yes. So then, there's another question that asks like, how can then team members trust each other to protect uh, the ideas and information within the group,
Oh,
right?
this is a good one. So
Yeah.
how do you deal with that?
Well, as I mentioned, first of all, when I started out in an organization, trust level must be very high.
Yeah.
And this is the very fundamental thing that I have when I build an organization. The word that comes out is fundamental word is called trust, as in
Yeah.
the trust level of the leaders with the team members, the team members among themselves, and the organization with the customers. This
Mm.
word trust is the key fundamental to everything. That's me. Okay, in
Yeah.
me when I build a company's culture. So this is the part when there's a high level of trust. Okay, I make use of because our culture is such that when we the founders came out as leaders, when we start to build a team, 3 to 10 to 15 to 20 to 100, or when we get members to come in, because the leader's trust level is so high, all right, it is
Mm.
very difficult for anyone to break us up. This is the first thing, okay?
Yeah.
Because we trust one another. Even though I can argue with my founders, we can argue to the stage that he stormed out of the meeting room, banged the door, blah, blah, blah. But we never break our relationship.
Yeah.
We will still have very high level of trust because we know one thing. When we were doing certain arguments, okay, it's really because of the business. We fight for our the stand, the perspective, and so on. But it has nothing got to do with me not trusting the other person. Okay, so this
Yeah.
is number one. Yeah. So when we recruit our team members also know that when we attract the team members to come in, the trust level is very high, such that they cannot leak out those information and the ideas outside. So this is the first thing in terms of the trust. Second thing, to actually put it together is such that the team members also know when the company does well, they are the ones who's going to benefit from it.
Yeah.
So the compensation wise, actually compensate them from committing in protecting these ideas and stay within the organization. And we are very open. So when there's any idea, somebody will actually share it out. And we don't care like who is the one who came up with the idea, because the one who come up with the idea, ultimately, that idea may needs a lot of fine tuning, correction, such that it becomes a collective idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is where we want to make, when we have that culture, that compensation, that system in place. For me, this is where the team members can trust each other to actually protect the ideas. Now, have I got situation whereby team members leave the organization, take our ideas, and set up their own companies? The answer
Mm.
is definitely yes. And
Yeah.
it's not only yes, it is kind of like a lot, right? Sort of like I always tell people, I built my own competitors
Mm.
in the past in the industry, because we, as I mentioned, like let's say we're the number one in Singapore, Malaysia. We have so many of our team members plus our customers. Some of them, they came together and they started something similar. All right. And it becomes so-called our competitor. But at the end of the day, I would say I'm still very happy for them,
Yeah.
because they can start up something new to cater to certain market which may not be able to come to us, right?
Yep.
And most market that I can attract will not go to them. So
Yeah.
somehow, I would say the market kind of like, because the world is so big. Okay, I always think abundance. This is what I think, because my organization, when I was building, it's not just in Singapore market. Now, if you just think of building something in one small market like Singapore, yes, then you find that it is very limited. But if you think that the whole world is your market, come on,
Yeah.
you can always have so many players in the market. There are
Yeah.
7 billion people in the
On
world.
Earth. Yes.
Yeah. So you can always target different groups of people, and there's an abundance. And that's not just one person buy one time, there's always repeat customers. You just need
Yeah.
to find a way such that maybe same group of people can always come back, and there's always recurring and so on, right? So I always believe that the world, there's an abundance, there's high trust in the organization, plus there's a system where the compensation pays for people to really execute the ideas and stay within the organization, and they know that the organization has the resources to help them to grow this idea to be even bigger than they themselves on their own. I think this is where I can make sure that team members are all well protected. So how about you, Nee?
Yeah. I think trust is a word that very I think positive and negative at the same time, right? Like trust can be, for example, if I live with a neighborhood that I know the guy will going to throw rubbish at the same place every day, literally the country, you will just trust that he will do it again today. Is that
Mm,
doesn't mean like I'm look at him as a bad person, but because of the repeated habit of he demonstrate, prove to me that if tomorrow today I don't see him do it, I think I will be surprised. I mean, wow, he changed, right? But other than that, every day when I come down and I see him smoking, I will expect he will do the same thing. And it's really a
mm,
true story. Right? Every morning I bring my daughter down, so I saw that the uncle keeps smoking and throw rubbish on the floor. So, and that's also give good example in the other side of trust in the positive way is the same. Only the action, the demonstrate of the person to prove that you are trustworthy. And I think trust is something that very hard to build, very quick to lose. And a lot of
yeah,
people look down on it, but act is the most
yes.
important thing in any relationship, not even in company,
Mm,
in organization, in boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, children,
yeah.
parent, everything we can name of friendship, business. When the trust no longer there, even paper, sign up paperwork or whatsoever, it mean nothing. It just
Yes.
become a no brain kind of job that you have to done to stop any relationship, right?
Mm,
So I agree with Pauline. Like, yes, trust is important, but first, I think as a leader, I would say, how do I let team member trust it? I have to trust them first, right? And
Mm,
this one we talked about in the past also in other episode. They have to prove to us that, like, you don't worth my trust. But I always demonstrate trust to them first. Yet on that process, you lost a lot of things, right? You lost money, yes. You lost team member, yes. You lost
mm,
a lot of things because people betray you, yes. But I
yeah,
still see it at, if I'm strong enough as a leader, I
yeah,
should feel it's normal if people betray you in the benefit of themselves.
yes, yes,
Does that make sense for you? Like, because people always hope that the person will never do anything hurt and harm to you and
yeah,
never betray you and be there for you forever. But the hope it come from the unreality brain that we have for ourselves to hope that everybody will good. But
mm,
let's think about it. If everybody is a good person, no country on earth will need the government, no need the law, no need police,
yeah,
no need. So it means to prove every country need the system to take care of that. Is mean not everybody will be a good person and not everybody will be a bad person.
mm,
So if we accepted the fact and then we leave it first, but we still give people trust, I think that is easier than we deny the fact and we live with hope.
mm,
Yeah. So for me, I will keep demonstrate trust, but at the same time, the trust that I give to people have to be the loss that I'm willing to lose, that I'm not going to look back and regret.
yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Even for team member. Yeah.
See, we have different perspective in that sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably also, I would say in different markets,
Yeah.
uh, the value system of how we are being brought up is also something to take into consideration. Now, how we, because I actually run so-called like a multinational corporation in the past. So I've got team
Yeah.
members in Singapore, in Malaysia, China, Taiwan, Philippines, as well as in Vietnam, not so, Indonesia, yes. So each and every one of us, we are brought up in slightly different, even though it's still Asia, but
Yeah.
different kind of a value system. So,
Yep.
like I agree with me, certain things we need to be more careful when
Mm.
it comes to multinational in terms of the value system. I think no right or wrong. It's just that
Yeah.
we grow up in a very different environment. So the kind of the trust level may be different. The ethics that rule us may also be quite different. Something that maybe in Singapore we find that, wow, I thought nobody does that. You know, in Singapore it's such that we are so law abiding that we only do what the government says, right? So a
Yeah.
lot of times when the government say, "Oh, never say that it can be done," we don't do. So, so this is the downside of maybe how a lot of Singaporeans are being. Okay, I'm not stereotyping, so some of you may be hearing that I'm not like that, all right? But
Yeah.
still, okay, I say generally, all right? I'm not stereotyping, but tendency may be like this because this is how I've interacted. I've always asked maybe in probably people who grew up in Singapore is why don't you do this? Then they
Yeah.
will say, oh, you know, I can do this. You know, so I'm like, huh? What do you mean by you need to know that you can do this in order to do it, right? Now, on the other hand, maybe someone who grew up in another country will do something out of the norm. That, why are you doing this? Then they might say, well, I thought to me anything goes as long as probably I can make money. But sometimes it may run out of what we thought as ethics. But probably some of them they grow up in a different environment. To them,
Mm.
maybe having the scarcity is what they are being brought up with, and it works for them. Yeah. So in order, like for example, we talk about this thing of like win-win, win-lose. So there are some people may always work on a win-lose mentality. I win, you lose, and I don't care, right? That kind of mentality. We don't know, right or wrong in that. So this is where that's why I'm saying the organization's fundamental, the culture is very important to make sure that we attract the right values people with the right alignment of values to come into the organization. This is where we can protect the rest of the team members.
Yeah.
Mm.
All
But
right, let's go with the next one.
legal side rules and regulations definitely has to be in place as well. You can't just
Yeah.
base on 100% trust.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
you
of
have to
course. That's
understand.
why we need HR team to sign up certain paper before we start something.
Correct. Yeah. So even though my organization we have a high trust system, they still need to sign employee contract. I've actually sued people, okay, and that person is a high level in terms of management team who went out to the database of the customers, and I have to sue
Mm,
that person. Yeah. In the
mm,
end, we have to do that. All right. It doesn't mean with a high trust level, there won't be anybody that does this kind of thing. There will still be. We have a system in place, and if we need to execute it, we will implement it. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
So that comes up then to the next question. All right. Just like we are mentioning, how can because we look at team members having a high trust. So the next question is, how can we then attract loyal teammates who are committed to protect the ideas right from the start? Yeah,
Oh,
this is an art.
yeah.
Really, this is an art. So really, I must say, some people actually ask. There's one person who actually asked me this question, Pauline.
Mm,
What keeps you up at night? Then
mm,
I tell the person, people.
yeah.
Okay. First of all, that answer that I gave is like you. Then she's like, huh? What me? Okay, so me because what always keeps me up at night is always people. And the person was quite shocked because he was actually thinking that maybe I am thinking of an answer of like, my profits, the organization, projects that's not finished, or how do I increase my next profit, things like that. Then
Mm,
I tell the person, actually, when it comes to running an organization or ideas and things like that, these are to me things that can be overcome, and it's not difficult. Like if I face with an issue at work or business, if I cannot solve it myself, I will go and find help. And there are
yeah.
so many people who can help me, right?
Mm,
I find someone who I know, for example, now I'm dealing with one of the projects, and this project has got to do with, let's say, property investment. I'm not
mm,
very familiar with certain things because this is quite new.
yeah.
Not property investment is not new to me, but this segment is a very new segment. So I've not done it
Yeah.
before. So this is where I need to seek help. So I
Mm,
ask people, I meet up with them. I think this is easy. Okay. But what to me will stay up at night is really about people because I will not know what the other person is thinking. Yeah. And what is their motivation and things like that. So that is what I would say would keep me up at night. How do I make sure that my team members, when they work with me or we come together, they are financially being rewarded. They have their satisfaction in terms of their fulfillment, and they can also manage their health, their all aspects in life well. So in my organization in the past, where we do the performance appraisal, it is not just about KPI. We have quite a holistic where we look at their health, their mental, their wealth, their career progression, and then their learning as well. So it is more holistic in a way. That's
yeah.
why with all this in place, when I talk to anyone who comes into my organization, we are very clear whom we want to get. And
Mm,
because our organization, every one of us need to go through certain programs where we can feel the kind of the essence of a people. We talk about the essence of a people. When we interview the person, we can sense whether the person has somehow values that's being aligned with our organization or not. And of
mm,
course, after attracting that to that person, to protect ourselves even more, the system is in place. That means the hard system is in place. Just like I talk about the soft system, which is about the essence of the
yeah.
person, values alignment. Now, the hard system that's in place to protect our organization and the rest of the team members would be the standard stuff, probation,
Mm,
right? And then the first 3 months, that's where we get to know the person even more. We run a project with them. Of course, we don't share as much with a new person as compared to people whom at a higher level, whom we know for a long time, right?
Mm.
So for the new person, he doesn't take on like the more important parts of the project. What he does is he will get to know maybe the more superficial part of things, and then we see how the person performs. And over time, the 90 days, we can see whether the person have the right values alignment before we really confront the person in terms of probation. Now, many a times, I actually stop the person from uh, passing the probation. Has nothing got to do with the capability, but more in terms of the values alignment. Yeah, so this is the part that I look a lot in my organization. So how about you, Ni? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm similar with Pauline on that, but I will add on one more thing how I deal with fine people.
Mm,
So I think first we have to sit down with ourselves, like me. That's how I did. Do you want to run a business with 10 people and that's it? Or you want to run a business that it grow until you pass away? Because that's will
mm,
be two different goal,
yeah.
that the investment requirement different. If you only need 10 people or 20 people work for you, it's
Mm,
not a lot of things you need to invest. You will have more time with your family, your loved one, and the business can be super boring, right?
mm,
Repeated, earn money every month with a good amount. You run your own boss and your own hour. But if you're going to grow something like Elon Musk, for example, right? You build something and you want it grow and grow and grow and grow bigger and bigger and beyond the earth, then that will be a different goal that you have to look for loyalty, teammate, and commitment differently. This both is different commitment, right? This is can be this person not work with you anymore. You can find the other one replace.
yeah.
But this side, when you're going to build a team that is so big and it grows to the next level, you have to be first sit down with yourself and you ask yourself if you're okay with that. So that's how I see it first, right? And in terms of loyalty teammate, this I will be honest that I don't. I maybe time and so long time on the market is make me don't that have that excitement about believe that people will loyal with me for the rest of their life,
Mm,
right? Doesn't mean I lost trust in human, but I will go down to science behind why human do certain thing, and I study about that, and I figured out we all just come back to do things because of sex and food. And it's sad to learn about how science behind that study, that no matter what you try to change the chemistry or whatever inside our body, it won't change, right? People still come back to do things because of that too. Because you think about it, I don't know how about you, but for me, I sit down and I think back about how certain business partner was so loyalty, so wonderful. We will have a good experience to build business together. Struggling at the moment, he or her decide to marry someone, they change, become a different person. All right, or like somebody was so good worker, so hardworking mom, so hardworking woman. Suddenly, she start have a kid, she changed, right? So like I say, it's nothing wrong with that, but we have to. So I love to learn things deep because of that, because I want to know the true problem, right? People always hear, but I go down there. So loyalty also come back from that. The end, people do things for benefit for themselves, and when
yeah.
you are
Yes.
okay with that, then the acceptation
Mm,
and the, how to say, like the perspective will be less heavy burden. So I have
mm,
a habit of now when I meet someone, I will always tell them about exit plan before we even start something together.
yes.
And some people
Yes.
get shocked about that. But
Yeah.
for me, it's like, but I just clear the peace of mind for them and for me. Because I know some people may not come to me to talk about let's plan exit plan before we start this business together.
Mm,
Right. And
mm,
I'm sure Pauline will remember that conversation I had with Pauline first time. I
yes.
say, I think we should talk about this and then let's do together. Because if that's they really happen, I want it to be the less say, stress ever situation we have to deal with for even you and me. So It helped
Yeah.
me a lot with this kind of 5 loyalty teammate.
Yeah.
Every time I bring someone new on my organization, I can see their excitement. I can see the emotional. Wow, I'm so exciting. I'm going to do this with your team. I can't wait. Let's do this together. I say, wait a minute, let's sit down and I will tell you if this happened, how we will deal with it.
Mm.
And it worked for me. It worked for me in the term of, yet a lot of people decide to change or leave after that. Because when people grow, you cannot stop people grow. And when they grow, they may figure out something inside them, the desire, the dream, the vision may change. Not
Yes.
because they change the vision. Maybe that the vision always have inside, but just by
Mm.
working with me, certainly that vision more clear.
Yes.
And they feel like they can able to do it by themselves, for example,
Yeah.
right? So I
Yeah.
have to support that, so I will come back to, you can't have a loyalty and commitment 100%. And even I tell to my very very close business partner or team member, I say, on the day that I die and you still there alive, then I maybe believe that you are really loyalty to me. And maybe at that age I'm 80, but right now, even we share bank account together as a business owner, even we do all the paperwork together as a team, I'm sorry, but I always give you a choice if you want
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is, I think I quite like the me saying this about the exit plan. The first thing that every time when I do anything is always thinking of the exit plan first. Like even if when I buy a house,
Yeah.
the first thing when I buy a house is not whether I love the house or not. The first thing I
Yeah.
look at it is, okay, if I like it, the next thing I thought was, okay, what is the exit plan for this house? Am I going to stay until I die? Am
Yeah.
I going to sell it in 7 years' time? So I'm quite well known to to sell my house once every 7 years.
Mm,
Yes, because I always think of the exit plan. So when
mm,
I think of the exit plan, so what I would do is, okay, I'm thinking of selling it in 5 to 7 years down the road. So I would design accordingly to 5 to 7 years down the road that I can use it, and after that I
mm,
can sell it away at a higher valuation.
yeah.
So this is what I started to do in businesses as well, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. It's like it doesn't mean that at the end of the day the partners don't come together. It means that we are not loyal to one another. It just
Yeah.
going to be like every one of us, we have different stages in lives. So same as
Yes.
our team members, especially if we have very young team members, right? They're in
Yeah.
the 20s, they're still growing. So at the 20s, they come in, they want to learn something. At 30s, their life stage change. At 40s,
Mm,
their life stage change as well. So this is where I think we have to be very clear about the organization that we are building. So once we are clear about that, I think it is nothing that difficult because we know a person. I mean, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, we will grow older and how it's going to be like, right? Yeah. So young leaders, maybe if you're a leader at 20s, you may not have feel it. But for me, is I'm like going to maybe hitting my 50. So near to a half a century as a person in a corporate or in a business working life for like near to 30 years. This is where I've seen enough to see what kind of stages people would go through, whether it's man or it's woman. Right. So, which is a reason why maybe I will speak in a very different way when it comes to like protecting ideas and, where people would take and run because I'm so used to this.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Unlike like some of you were saying, well, my idea is so precious, and then, well, somebody steal it and my heart breaks, it cracks, my whole world tumble. But I want to have to tell you this. First of all, if you are a really young leader, first, your idea may not be a new idea. Second, your idea will, all right, I'm going to say will definitely be taken by other people if they are good. Of course, if it's not good, nobody will steal your idea, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's really good, be prepared that everyone, not just one, everyone will steal your idea because it's so good.
Yeah.
So be proud of it. That is really good, right? But of course, to protect it, you need other things to help, not just one idea, okay? But how it's being executed, the team, the system, the culture, everything that surround it to make sure that it flourish. That
Yeah.
is the part that no one can copy from you. Yes.
Yep.
Right.
All right. I think that's it for today. We have
Oh,
a very like time fly every time we talk about things like we going on like can't stop all it. Okay,
yeah,
guys, we love what we're doing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this channel, Pauline channel, my channel,
yes,
and whatever we've been doing. The link
yes.
is under the description below, and we of course will
Mhm.
come back with you in the next episode.
Yeah, see you. Bye.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe both Pauline channel and my channel, and also this channel. If you love
All
what you're
right.
watching, please share it, and we will see you in the next episode.
Yes. Bye.